Yo, what's up guys? So in today's video, I'm going to teach you a card trick, but it's not like a card trick that you're familiar with. Well, you might be familiar with it, maybe not, but it uses ESP cards, and I happen to love ESP cards, and there's so many wonderful things you can do with this little deck of cards. I'm a huge fan of mentalism and mental-based card tricks in general, and I really think you're going to love this one as well. If you guys like this one, then I have an idea about doing a whole series on mentalism or mental-based tricks or ESP tricks in general, and it's going to be a lot of fun, and I think you're really going to dig it. Let's get into it. Okay, so here is what this ESP trick looks like. So as you can see, this deck of cards consists of shapes. You have wavy lines, circles, stars, squares, crosses, what have you, all different shapes. There's 5 shapes, and what we'll do is, first of all, give it just a little bit of a mix here, just to make sure everything is random. And maybe a few cuts like this on the table, just to really make sure that everything is nice and random, alright? So now what we'll do is I'll deal cards down just like this, and anytime you want, you can just say the word stop, okay? There's no force about it. Somebody can really say stop anywhere as I deal cards like this, alright? So let's say somebody just says stop right here, and now their card that they stopped on would of course be this cross here, but they could have had wavy lines, the star, the circle, any one of these cards would have been theirs, but they stopped on the cross. Now, I don't know if you noticed this or not, but right here, sitting here the whole time, I've had a box, the box that these cards came from. Inside of here is a prediction, and the prediction is the cross. Alright, so first of all, when you're doing ESP card tricks, I think the deck of cards you use does matter. Now, this one happens to be Eclipse by D. Christopher, and this is the best ESP deck I've ever used. Now, there are plenty of ESP decks on the market, and one of the cheapest decks that you can get, ESP, is just a bicycle ESP deck. Now, I find, when you open the box and you start playing around with them, these are okay cards, but the more you use them, they just get grimy, and something about the quality of them is just not so good. The blue here, they just start to rub off on the cards, and they just get all like, I don't know, dirty and blue, and you just have to keep buying them because they get worn out easy. But these Eclipse cards will never wear out or get dirty or grimy because they're made of 100% plastic. There's no paper about them, so you can use these in a hot tub if you wanted to. They'll never, they're indestructible. I mean, unless you took scissors to them, but the point is they'll last you a really long time, if not forever, because they are plastic. And they are marked, and this is one of the most clever markings I've ever seen on not just a deck of cards, but ESP cards in general. All right, so I mean, looking at this card, you would never notice any marking on it at all. But once you know what it is, it's so easy to use, and I love it. I have no affiliation with D. Christopher and the Eclipse deck. I just want to tell you how good it is. So when you buy the Eclipse deck, what you also get is a few extras, and one of them being this card here, which has all the symbols on it. On the back is a symbol, the wavy lines. You also get a double backer, and you also get 2 double facers. And in fact, one of these double facers is used in this routine. So the double facer that I'm using is a star and a cross. All right, so this, to prepare, you'll have this as your prediction for a 2-way out. Okay, so this double facer I just put in the box, and the way I remember it is stars are in the sky, so this lid is sort of the top of the box, so that's easy mnemonic for me to remember. Stars on top or in the sky, and just like that, you close the box. So the great thing about an ESP deck is that it has a built-in Koran forcing deck, and what that is just duplicate cards running throughout the deck in a way that nobody can notice, alright? So since the ESP deck is 25 cards, and there's 5 of each symbol, you can make a Koran forcing deck out of it, alright? So what that is, you just take 5 of each symbol, or 2 symbols, the 2 symbols of your double facer, face, or in this case, the cross and the star. And what you'll do is you lay them out like this, and then just run a few cards. You can just shuffle the rest of them if you want to. Run a few cards, maybe 3 or so, and put one of them there, then a random, then another one here. So you're just alternating boom, 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 like this. So there's a cross, random, star, random, cross, random, star, random, cross, random, star, random, cross, random, star, random, cross, and just like that. The duplicates are alternating, but there's a random card in between each, if that makes any sense. I'm sure it does. And so when this deck is set up like this, you can show it freely because there's not going to be any sort of tell that there's anything weird going on. It just looks like a shuffled ESP deck. Alright, so when you take it out, you just run a couple cards like this and say, as I do this, just say stop anytime. And you can see as I deal, nothing looks weird about it. It just looks like they're really shuffled and each card is random. But since they're alternating with a random card in between, you'll always hit one of the force cards, alright? So let's say I did this, just stop any at a random point like this, and I've stopped on a square. Since I know that's not a force card, then the next card here is one of the force cards, a star in this case. Now, if I were to keep going and I would hit upon a cross on the face-up section, then I know that that's also a force card. If I see neither a cross or a star on the face-up section, then I know the next card will be the force card. It's just how you present it, which card they actually stopped on, whether it's right here or right here. But yeah, you just have them say stop anywhere, and they can really do it anywhere they want to because they're all the way down here, right? So there's no force about it, and you don't have to hope that they stop at a certain place because they'll always stop on either a cross or a star. Now, since these particular cards are marked, you could have them just do it face down. That way, it's extra sneaky. And in this case, right here, I see that it's a star, so I would have them turn that one over. All right, so whichever it may be, you just take the box and blah, blah, blah. I knew all along that it would be the star there. And that is the first of many ESP tricks that I would like to show you because I'm really loving this ESP deck, and I just love ESP tricks in general. And I hope you like it too. Alright guys, so as always, thank you so much for taking the time out of your busy day to watch this video. It truly does mean the world to me. And so if you learned something new and if you got value from the video, do me a huge favor and hit that like button and sub to the channel. Till next time, happy practicing. I love you guys.